Good afternoon. How are you all doing? So, I thought I'll start with a little introduction. In case you have not yet checked out my bio already, it's always good to know, relate to the speaker before I delve right into what AI can do for us. So, I'm Chitra Dorai, a lifelong student of AI, cognitive scientist by degree, PhD in computer vision. I did masters in neural networks. 1988, I built my first neural network. Since getting my PhD, I've been at IBM Research, which is where I spent bulk of my two-thirds of my career. So when you check out my papers, you're going to find a wide ranging of topics I researched over the last, I would say, 21 years, ranging from computer vision to machine learning to clustering, data analysis, video analysis, etc. And then fast forward 2010, at the height of the US housing market crisis, when the economy folded down, I actually moved from IBM Research to one of our business units to make sure all the research innovations that we had thought of, all the data and analytics can really be put into use to save 9 to 11 million US homeowners who were at the brink of foreclosure. So that's what I did from 2010 through 2015, embedded in this business unit, building 15 plus analytical solutions, including cognitive AI solutions, helping US homeowners avoid foreclosure. So quite a bit of that has been written up outside externally about me. And in 2015, the IBM CEO and chairperson appointed me as the IBM Fellow. IBM Fellow is the top technical honor in the company, and I am the first Indian woman globally to be ever appointed as an IBM Fellow in IBM's history. Thank you. So what I thought today, so thank you, website, for inviting me to be part of this beautiful event, and thank you for spending your time with me today. When they invited me, I mean, I had a whole slew of subjects to talk about, right? So what I thought is, for the past 24 months, I've been spending my time with some of the top companies in every possible industry you can think of around the globe, helping to demystify AI and understanding large enterprise clients' requirements in terms of how do we bring true value of AI into the real world. Yes, we are all excited about chatbots and voice assistants helping us to order our pizza, but my passion is to go beyond that, right? Actually move AI, machine learning, cognitive computing into the very fabric of enterprises. And I thought that's what I'll today talk about. Okay? So just as a frame of reference, since I'm going to be mentioning these terms a lot of times today in my session, I thought I'll just set a little bit of context in the definitions that I'm going to be using. So when I talk about machine learning, I'm talking about the use of statistical analysis techniques to analyze all kinds of data. It could be quantitative, it could be images, voice, speech, and audio recordings, logs of agents in contact center, myriad, ranging in complexity, volume, and types, right? Statistical analysis of these all kinds of data in order to make predictions about patterns, regularities you see in the data, as well as do discovery. That's what I mean by machine learning. When machine learning is part of AI, AI not only does machine learning, which pattern recognition and discovery, it also has to tackle reasoning and scheduling and planning. It's not enough to imagine a self-driving car to recognize that there is a human being at the crosswalk. It needs to plan ahead that it needs to stop, apply the brakes in order to make sure it is able to stop before it actually runs into the human being. So AI covers a lot more than pattern recognition. Cognitive computing is just what I think of it as completely a new era of using AI and machine learning techniques to solve real-world deep domain issues. All right. So all of you have heard of the Watson Oncology Advisor. So our first real-world application of AI, the use of AI, machine learning has been in what we call the Moonshot to help physicians cure cancer. And there's a ton of articles about it. Where I want to go is go beyond healthcare. There are so many professionals beyond doctors who are our fathers and mothers and brothers who are doing, who are a financial analyst, who can be a procurement specialist, who can be a HR recruiter. How do we get AI into the hands of these people in order to help them work differently? And that's what this talk is going to be about. So I think professions everywhere, we are at an important watershed moment where professions can be reimagined. Professionals can reimagine the way they work with this, with the assistance of AI systems, helping us to do better, helping us to work more efficiently, more effectively, at high quality. And what I refer to it as making our work, ordinary work, extraordinary. Think of a call center agent fielding 25 plus calls every day talking about complex subjects. They cannot have all the facts in their heads. So often they put the callers on hold in order to go get their help. Think about a chatbot or a voice assistant whispering into their ears in response to the caller's question. Now they don't have to put the caller on hold, but rather appear competent because they have these answers. And now we have taken the ordinary work of answering contact center queries into extraordinary, because now the agents are performing at a much higher level of their effectiveness. So, so we have put AI in every sphere. The pictures in the previous chart would have given you the idea of how many different walks of life we have gone ahead and embedded AI and machine learning solutions in order to help them do better. So I should be looking down here. I'm always looking back. All right. So clients ask me often, so how do I feel? How do I realize? How do I see the manifestation of AI? And so I want to walk you through the way I answer them. One, in terms of the analytics that you already do. You've already taken a lot of quantitative data, and you've been doing reporting in order to understand what has happened. And you've been building predictive models in order to be anticipatory. You're doing optimization of your resource assignment in various delivery service centers, and so on. Now, where AI takes it is giving you the ability to harness all kinds of data, not just numerical data, but to be able to understand what is in the document. What is the document? A borrower's, for example, financial statement, what does it tell us about their cash flow in order to understand whether we can make credit decisions about them. So it's document, images, and so on. So that's where AI is really coming into play in extending, pushing the frontier of analytics to a whole new level. And in terms of business processes, what that means is you have a digital exhaust of all kinds of data. Who is talking to you, what they are asking about, and what state their process is in, and so on. So you can analyze all this digital exhaust in order to truly understand where the bottlenecks are, and therefore put the right kind of analytical solutions to redesign processes. And another way you actually feel AI, or you use AI in your real enterprises, is through automation. And automation has been going through a lot of advances. Most of you will recognize that the bottom left is the desktop or basic automation, which is think about SQL scripts, macros that professionals use to carry out their tasks. Now, RPA, robotic process automation, is very hot. RPA is at the intersection of workflow as well as and user interfaces. And it's still using the same kind of processes, just making it better and removing the human labor in terms of doing verification and so on. It allows you to reallocate human capital in the work you do. But the real excitement comes from actually infusing cognitive capabilities into the automation. By that, what I mean is, imagine a system, whether it could be a chatbot or a voice assistant, whatever manner of it collects data. It collects data, understands the context of what the user wants, and be able to reason about that because it has a history of that person's from previous interactions, and be able to recommend the right kind of product and services, as well as tie back into the ERP or backend systems in order to carry out an action on behalf of the user. And that's where the world is heading to. We are doing a number of projects with clients all over the world in terms of pushing that frontier of automation where the cognitive systems are collaborating with human beings in order to take the most effective decisions. So given that, you can actually derive benefits by pushing cognitive capabilities into your regular data analytics projects, as well as pushing the frontier of automation. What are the different patterns of uses that we have seen? In the 24 months, we have built a number of cognitive solutions around the world for different industries. And looking across all those solutions, I see at least 3 distinct ways AI solutions are being exploited. One is in engagement. How do you transform the customer, user, borrower, engagement in a very differentiated manner? How do you provide that delightful experience, whether you're fielding a chatbot or whether you're fielding a voice assistant and so on? And that's an easy one to understand. The other 2 often get missed is that you don't have to have a chatbot, but still you can put AI systems into the hands of the professionals in order to make their work go better. For example, think about a procurement specialist who has to understand, who has to make decisions about which suppliers they are working with. And currently, they have lots of enterprise data about the supplier, about the history of the supplier in order to make the decision. But what they don't know is whether the supplier outside is, there is a reputational risk associated with that supplier, whether the supplier is going through some mergers and acquisition, and that is going to impact on the supply chain. All the externally available information currently needs to be manually trawled through by the procurement specialist. So what you can therefore imagine is actually an AI system taking that place of looking through all the data, merging externally available data with the internal enterprise data, and providing this more holistic 360-degree view of the suppliers so that the specialist can go and make the right decision. So that's what I mean by decision support. The decision support, the market potential we are seeing is $2 trillion across many industries. Therefore, there's so much to do here in terms of choosing the right kind of problem in the right process and reimagining the way people do their work. And the third pattern is discovery. Discovery is very important. It's not always we know what you're looking for. Sometimes we have to see the unseen. We have to be prompted about what might be lurking in the data. And often that leads to the proposal of a new business model or discovery of new products and services one company has to come up with. Discovery is often used in the healthcare solutions that we have built. So these 3 patterns are very important, and we see that getting repeated across the solutions we have built and deployed in real world in many different industries. Let me walk you through a couple of examples of business processes getting reinvented, reimagined through the use of these AI patterns that I talked about, or AI solution patterns. Think about the continuum of customer care. Everybody talks a lot about chatbots, so I'm going to leave that aside. What we are seeing is that in contact center, 270 billion calls made annually to contact center costing $600 billion. That's a huge space where we can actually truly infuse the cognitive solutions, AI solutions, to make a big difference. So rather than putting chatbot in front of the customers, we are actually using chatbots to empower the agents with the right kind of answers so that they are always providing the right answer consistently at the right time of need. So the customer experience is improved. We have developed these agent assist chatbots in many different domains. They know to speak HR, procurement, and travel, etc. So many different domains, we have been able to deploy these agent assist solutions. What that means is we have found that we are able to shave off a minute of the calls on an average, and then customer satisfaction improved, as well as issue reopen rate drops. So we are really finding the use of agent assist solutions making a real difference in the contact center transformation. And of course, you have a lot of virtual agents are being fielded in front of the customers. And I see that continuing moving past that, even that, to become a true companion, especially in the face of aging population. A lot of new ideas are coming about in AI systems becoming true companion, being able to interact on different topics, being able to do open domain dialogue. So that's the front office. The AI work doesn't stop at the front office. Actually goes beyond front office into the mid office as well as back office operations. We have actually taken procurement, finance, and HR from talent recruitment to development to HR operations. We have figured out the right kind of AI solutions that's going to make a big difference in the way our delivery service practitioners work across the globe. And we've actually been able to show tangible business outcomes out of it, whether it is increasing the retention or reducing the recruitment time. So we've actually done a very interesting project in the mid-office in terms of risk management and strategic planning by adding AI to the usual forecasting techniques. You know, you have tons of a bag of techniques, mathematical techniques to do trend forecasting. We actually were able to add AI techniques to that in order to have better scenario planning. And we are seeing some really impressive results. And the numbers shown are for a client in a pharma industry. So in closing, so I mentioned procurement. This is going to take a longer time, so I can talk to you one-on-one in terms of what we have done to reimagine procurement. So in closing, really, our position is that AI solutions we are building should help us reimagine the way we work, take out the time, and give us better insights in order to equip us with confidence to make better decisions. And therefore, it's all about augmenting our intelligence. And so some of the principles of the cognitive era that IBM have published, we try to strive to meet those objectives in everything we do for the clients. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for your time.